Hi there and welcome back to Save with Crypto. My name is Save with Crypto. Okay, so over the weekend I've been looking at these EMAs. This is this red line here, cyan one there, yellow one there and green one there. If you want to know how to set these up, just look at the video that's linked at the end of this video and you'll see how to do that. It's a free indicator. And another free indicator is this one here. This is one that I published yesterday and it's called a quad rotation stochastic. I'm a bit worried that it might get banned from TradingView because the last time I tried it, it did because the description wasn't quite good enough. So do go and get it, it's free. It's called a quad rotation stochastic. Okay, and I'll show you how well this works as well in a moment. But first of all, these EMAs, the ones I look at most are the yellow 21 EMA and the green 55 EMA, and this is on the 1 hour time frame. So like the green one is essentially a 55-hour EMA, and when these cross like that, that's normally a bearish sign, and when they cross back the other way, it's a bullish sign. So bearish bad, bullish good. And in the past this has been really reliable. So for example, back here on 21st of April, they crossed bullish and we were at 84k then, so obviously it's gone up quite a lot since then. However, do look at what it did beforehand. They were very, very close and they crossed bearish just here, okay, on Sunday the 20th of April. Then they crossed bullish again on the Monday, okay. Now, what's happened this weekend? Because I was warning people on Friday, I think it was, because I'd seen these EMAs getting really, really close and they actually didn't touch just there. And that was yesterday on Sunday. And I thought, okay, we're good. We're out of the woods. We'll be all right. And they started to separate. And then what happened at 1 o'clock this morning is they crossed bearish again and down we went, right down to 92.8k. And then we bounce back and now they're crossing bullish again. This is where this indicator down here comes in handy, because you see you've got the wiggly lines, which are stochastics, okay? So the one that moves the slowest one is the green one. So in a way that's like the most powerful one, and the red one is the fastest moving one, which gives you an idea of the way everything's going. And then in between you've got the cyan, which is slightly less fast, and the yellow one, which is a bit slower. And I've coloured these like I do these EMAs, just so we know that the red's fast, cyan not so fast, yellow fairly slow, green is the slowest. Okay, so what you're looking for here, you're looking for when the stochastics all kind of converge and go to the extremes. Now this is an oscillator, so it goes between 0 and 100, and what you're looking for is the extreme levels of like 20% or even 10% down here, and then the upper ones are 80%, and then beyond that 90%. Okay, now when they get up there you start to see various conditions like we did here. Let me just expand this to make it more obvious. So what you've got here is these green crosses and these red arrows pointing down. Then you've got the red background there, and then you've got the red lines there. There's quite a lot there, isn't there? I'm going to cover this in a separate video at some point this week. But essentially, when you're seeing the red background, you're getting into overbought territory where the price is going to start to reverse. When you see the red line, that is bearish divergence that has been detected. So that means the price is going to come down. But when you've got the green cross, that means hang on a minute, because there's still strength in the price and it's trying to continue to the upside. So ideally here, if you're going to look for a price drop, you need to wait until you see the bearish convergence stop and then the green crosses stop appearing. Okay, so if you look at that with the chart, you can see that was kind of here, and then the price dumped about another $1,500. Now, we didn't get so much of that last night, but what we did get was these green lines down here, which is bullish convergence detected. And indeed, all the stochastics did come down here at around 3 o'clock in the morning, UK time. So what we saw there was an increase of nearly $2,000 from 3 o'clock in the morning. And a bit like the example I looked at before, you can see here that the EMAs, the yellow and green one, crossed bearish at 1 o'clock in the morning, and then they crossed bullish this morning at 7 o'clock in the morning, which was 3 hours ago. Now what you really want to see is what we call a trend in motion, and that is when you've got these EMAs in the correct order. So red, cyan, yellow, green. That is a trend in motion to the upside. Now what we didn't have here was a trend in motion. It didn't happen, and consequently the price came back. So at the moment I would say this looks very good. Now as it's Monday, what I'm always interested in is what happened on the CME chart. Okay, so this is a CME chart on the 1 hour time frame. You can get to that by going to BTC 1 exclamation mark. Okay, so this was the price we closed at on Friday up here, and then when it reopened on Sunday night, it opened here, leaving this gap here. Now I've always said that generally these gaps do try and fill early on in the next week. And if we just draw a little box, you can see that was the gap there. And this morning, we came back down there and we've gone right up and we filled the gap. So that gap is done. We don't have to worry about that anymore. That is pretty much what I said was going to happen in my video on Saturday, which is a really good reason to subscribe to the channel and make sure you got the notifications turned on. There's a few other things worth noting as well. If we go to the Stonksy indicator, that actually went bearish. So it did catch this dump down here and then it turned bullish again at 3 o'clock in the morning, and then back up we went. That is a pretty brilliant move, beautifully caught by Stonksy. If you want to find out about Stonksy, go to savewith.crypto.org/Stonksy or join me at 1 PM today UK time on the Stonksy indicator channel. I'll link to that in the top corner right now. Now Stonksy is also really good on the 5 minute, and what we're looking for here is these green bullish arrows appearing when you've got a green background on the 5 minute. Now that's set slightly different to normal. Basically what I've done is change these two values here on the bullish bearish arrow settings. Sensitivity is on 8, confirmation period is 1. Okay. Now what we've generally found recently is that if you get a green background on the 5 minute and then you get a confirmation arrow like that, it's normally a very good sign that you're going to see some decent upwards movement. Now in a moment I'll show you the trades that I've got on various exchanges, but just to say that all the exchanges I use, I have got various deals with, and you can get enormous bonuses if you use my links. If you go straight there you don't get the bonus, so don't do that, use my links. I obviously get a little bit of a kickback as well, so it all helps the channel and helps me really. So I've put these together in the description down below. Also, if you go to savewithcrypto.org, my website, it's .org, not .com, and look under exchanges here, you'll see the ones for ByBit. Both of these get you up to a $30,000 trading bonus. Blofin, I can't remember what my offer is there at the moment. BitUnix, you get a 20% deposit bonus, so if you put in $2,000 you get $400 for free, so they're great. There's also other ones here as well that I don't use so often, but those 4 are the main ones. And I'm also trying out MEXC at the moment, so do check these out on savewithcrypto.org or use the links in the description down below. Now I have actually been trading these in quite a spectacular way, I must admit. This Blofin account here, this one had like $480 in it yesterday. It's now got 602, which is pretty cool. So that one is currently $90 in profit. Been doing lots of like little trades with that. That's good. This BitGet one, I've got a couple of trades open here. This one's using Bitcoin as the margin. This one's pretty much at break even at the moment. It's only like $1 in profit. This one here though, this has been going since $90,000 to $91. So this one's 129% in profit, which is $595. That's quite nice. BitUnix is an exchange that you can use anywhere in the world pretty much. You don't need a VPN, you don't need to do KYC, so you can be totally anonymous if you want to. And this one here, I've got this this trade here, which is 165% in profit, which is $1,400. There's an EGLD one that's down $26, which is really annoying me. I might just cancel that, but we'll see what happens. This one here is my best one. This is a ByBit one, where I actually went long a week last Friday, and I announced that on the Stonksy live stream. I actually went long slightly lower than that price there because I started off on a lower leverage, and then when I realised it was going my way, I kind of increased the leverage and then added a bit of the capital that I freed up. So my entry there is 86,472, which is quite nice. That means I'm 216% in profit. That's $2,123. So that's doing really, really well. This MEXC one is one I started yesterday. I actually closed this trade this morning because I don't want to lose anything on this one. I started off with $100 there that was given to me by MEXC just to try it out. So I'm currently, $2.36 up. But my idea with this is to try and make 1% a day and see how we go. So to me, the price of Bitcoin is looking absolutely beautiful. I'm very bullish for the moment. I am, however, going to keep an eye on these moving averages because they are a little bit too close and intertwined, really. I really want to see this spread out as the price goes upwards. If they start to come down, though, I will start to worry a little bit. If you like the sound of that, please do give the video a big fat like. Make sure you're subscribed and make sure you've got the notifications set on all. Any questions, leave them in the comments down below. And above all, tell your friends.
Save with Crypto has to be one of the best YouTube channels that the United States has ever seen. Kamala Harris is not a subscriber, but I am. I have notifications set to all as well. I'd strongly suggest you subscribe to Save with Crypto today. Above all, you should tell your friends.
Save with Crypto is not a financial advisor. He just makes ice cream on the internet.
And what is the problem with ice cream?
I have no idea.
It drips.
Okay.
So my idea is what?
To make a drip-proof ice cream.
No. Oh, that's a fucking brilliant idea.
If you cannot find someone to do your own research, you must do it yourself, just like I did not.